Good afternoon, everybody. So, this is an entrant update, just giving you a brief on the storm that's going to be forming up around Ian. He starts to impact it in about 18 hours, and there's been a few changes. So, once again, to look after the YouTubers, I thought I'd do it as a live video because it's happening very fast now. And we gave him a forecast this morning, a weather alert. As we said we would. We're watching it just 24, or well, this morning, which is day and a bit before it's due to impact. And it was really quite intense at that stage for when it is over the top of him, with gusts up to 60 to 70 knots and around 8-meter seas and quite short. So it's one of those not a nice storm. Anyway, the bad news is that it's actually intensifying and changing shape completely and moving. So we've just sent Ian another message and said, get south as quick as you can. There wasn't any point in giving him any routing information in the weather alert that we gave him this morning straight after the tracker, because it was predicting he was going to be right in the middle of the piece, but now it's all changing. So basically this is the windy map, okay, and you can see it's all very benign at the moment. This is about where he is right now, so I'm going to pick that up a little bit so you can see what's happening here. And he's got a reasonably benign sea, be a couple of meters, not even that, and a nice gentle northerly breeze. Okay, and I'm going to click this through every hour, and you'll see what's happening. It's all moved further north now, so you can see it building up from behind, and then this is the start of the forming of the low right here. Okay, and as it moves across, it's getting quite intense, a lot earlier than we thought. So, you can see the shape previously this morning. If you look back at the video update that we did on the tracker, you'll see it was way down here, a little bit more open, and it was pretty organized. Now the front is quite a bit different shape, and it's opened up a lot further north. Okay, and that's the big change. It's only been literally in the last 8 hours. And so you'll see now, previously this morning, this area here where it arcs up, which is what we call the dangerous area, is actually right up here, whereas this morning it was way down. Only 8 hours ago, it was right down here. And that now puts the picture for Ian in a completely different light, because there is an opportunity for him to try and get underneath it. I didn't want to send him down that way this morning because it would have put him into this area down here where it was. But now that this has moved up, he can't go north because he's currently got a northerly breeze, and that's going to strengthen into a northwesterly. And then from there, it will start to go, when it passes over, it'll go southwest. Okay, so that's why we've decided to send him south as quick as we can. And he may actually, during this time, he may get as much as 80, 90 miles south, depending on how fast he can go. It'll be very slow at the beginning, and then it'll pick up with the northwesterly and so on. So if we say 80 miles, he may end up down here somewhere. Okay, and that'll get him away from this intense area, because if I now move this is where he is now as we're speaking. He's likely to go a little bit to the east and a little bit to the south. So he could end up around about there. Now, normally this is really very tricky because, you'll see what happens. It moves pretty fast, but he'll also be over there a little bit. You get sudden changes in the sea state and everything, but by getting him that far south, much further south, then we get him away from the most intense area of the gust, because they're now going to 70 and 80 knots. Okay, so if we come back up here, you'll see this is the wind strength. Okay, and so forecast wind strength is in the vicinity of 55, 60 knots. And when we go to gusts, it gets pretty horrific. We're sort of talking 70, 80 knots here, and that's, in fact, his current position is 4639. So current position, he's around about, where are we? He's around about there. Okay, so that's where he would be now, but we're going to get him south now. It's all got a lot more intense. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But the further south we can get him, he might just get out of that band, but it's certainly going to be very windy. Sea state's lagging a bit. It's taking a while for the sea to get up. Previously, it was around 8 meters, 7.7 to 8 meters that we were forecasting, but now you can see it's moving so fast. The sea, if he gets down south, it's sort of okay. That's all 5 to 8, 5, 6 meters and stuff. The stronger stuff is up the top. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I can show you the different. Well, I could put you back on the tracker, but I'm not really too perturbed about that. The main one is what we've got here. So it's just a short, brief update. It is very intense. It has come a long way further north, and it's a very defined edge to the front. It's going to hit with a bang. Hopefully, you'll have enough time to get underneath it a bit. And we're going to give him another forecast about 5 o'clock tonight. It's about 18 hours away from now that he'll start to see what's coming. And it's all quite a bit of a surprise for everyone. But that's sailing. So that's about it. Very short, brief one. And the next post I do. Well, anyway, I got a feeling this still could keep forming. So I may do another video update as well late tonight, just for the YouTubers. Failing that, if it's pretty much as this is forecast, I'll just do I'll do a copy post on Facebook, which will just have the weather forecast that we'll be sending in, just to give you an idea of the intensities and so on. But it's certainly changing shape, changing position, increasing in intensity. So it's going to be a fun time for Ian's Easter. Anyway, that's sailing. We'll be thinking of him and standing by. Thanks for that. We'll see you later on.